Welcome back to Studio 701.
He's the man behind the Good Talk Network in Minot, North Dakota. And along with offering up many thoughtful discussions week to week, he's ready to offer a night of laughter. Boy, do we need that.
Jonah Lanto is joining us to tell us about Good Night Live. Good morning, Jonah. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, guys. So Good Night Live is our late night comedy talk show. It's produced in Minot, North Dakota. It's really phenomenal. Like any late night comedy talk show, from Kimmel to Fallon or Letterman or any one of the greats, we've kind of taken that concept and we've regionalized it. And yeah, we need laughs during this critical time. Our event is located in Minot on Saturday. And we've got a pretty incredible lineup of guests, including a really rising star in the stand-up comedy community in North Dakota, a man by the name of Mr. Kyle Erickson. We've also got Ashley Thornburg. A lot of people will recognize her and her voice from Prairie Public's Main Street, which is an NPR outlet here in North Dakota. So that's this coming Saturday at the Original. And we're also live streaming that on pay-per-view for those who don't want to be at an event right now due to the pandemic. Well, we've got an option for you to have a date night at home and have a laugh.
There's definitely a need for laughter and entertainment, whether in person or online right now. I noticed that on the agenda are skitcoms. So what is a skitcom?
It's a very good question. So we have these produced segments that we write, and they're essentially written like a sitcom, and they started out as small skits where we were doing them in 7 to 8 to 9 minutes. Like the world of Good Night Live, all the people who write the show and who are involved, we're essentially building this blended reality of characters where the skitcoms are what's happening to all these characters in between shows and what we're doing and some of the results of the fallouts of our interactions. So we envisioned this like it's a Netflix series. And so it's episodic content. If you've watched all of them from the beginning of Good Night Minot, which is what Good Night Live used to be, there are callbacks. You can watch these independently and they're funny, but there's certainly a progressive storyline and character development in each of these skitcoms, as we call them.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun. Now we're going to make a hard transition, Jonah, a hard transition to your next podcast. Your next podcast, which we are very excited about. It's set to premiere soon, October 26th, and it's called Midwest Murder. So if you would please, I know you have a teaser to read for us.
I've got a teaser, Midwest Murder, October 26th, available anywhere podcasts can be found. Search the Good Talk Network and look for Midwest Murder. We won't be doing these live on the Good Talk. So here's the teaser to our show. I'm going to read you guys the intro. This is the first time anybody's heard it outside of friends and family. We've all heard the phrase, that kind of thing doesn't happen in our town. But here on Midwest Murder, we will shatter that false reality. In fact, it happens more often than we know. And sometimes the details of the most horrific crimes that happen in our neighborhoods are lost in the back pages of newspapers, forgotten on our news channels, and eventually erased over time. We're here to talk about murder, diving into some of the most controversial cases in Midwest history. This show will not shy away from the morbid details of these horrific events and the often ugly truth behind it. What you will hear is a detailed timeline of events, perspectives from those closely involved, and analysis by experts. What you will feel is the darkness that surrounds each story, the innocence lost by the victims, and hopefully the justice that was ultimately delivered.
Wow. And what is the first murder that you will be going over? Can you tell us that, or do we need to tune in?
Jeff, you'll have to tune in. I will say many of our murders, especially in the first season, if not many, if not all of them, will be within North Dakota. We certainly have for sure Minot, Bismarck, and Fargo in our first handful of episodes. So, and it'll be every other Monday starting October 26th.
We're very interested, so we will be tuning in. Thank you so much, Jonah. This has been Let's Talk and Good Night Live. The stream is Saturday from 8:15 to 10:30 p.m. And again, if you'd like to know more about Midwest Murder or Good Night Live, make sure you check out Good Talk Network on Facebook or online.
And coming up next, we have